And then the other question I had is, so I know there are different kinds of newsletters, an email list, and let's say, so how, when it, what are the different routes when it comes to creating certain newsletters, instead of like providing value kind of newsletters, or is there a way, is it also possible to do value and like copy at the same time? Or just like versus like for example, like direct response, is it depending on the client, to that, like depending on where they want, or like is there a strategy towards that of like creating certain newsletters like
Well, yeah, okay. So it's going to de depend on, yeah, like you said, what type of newsletter are they going for? Is it like a curated newsletter that gets sent out maybe like once a week, sometimes even daily, where it's a curated content from other sources? That's going to be more like a digest kind of thing, where you're finding content from other different sources and packaging it together and sending it out to your audience. That's one kind of newsletter, the digest kind of newsletter. The other kind of newsletter is where the people are reading the thoughts of the newsletter owner, right? And so there's going to be more personality, more story elements, more sharing, more trying to build a relationship, as it were. Okay. Um, and then the other type of newsletter is just going to be pure sales. That's like more like a newsletter or an email list where the email list is built off of some sort of cold traffic to a product, right? And all you're trying to do is get them to convert and purchase the product. So that's the third type of email list where you're really not trying to um, build in a relationship. All you're doing is trying to get the sale as fast as possible. So those are the three types of newsletters, basically.
makes sense. Okay. Yeah, because on my offer is what I kind of before I was doing calling myself a copywriter, copy ghostwriter, but I think you mentioned the direct response ghostwriter. And I was like, oh, I even bought that domain. That's a good one right there. I bought that domain, and so that's kind of the route that I want to go. And for I was thinking, okay, before I was doing different kinds of niches of like doing like I was working with like accounting and just other stuff. Now I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on kind of what I know, which is fitness stuff. So on that point, I don't know when it comes to ghostwriting and copywriting, you think of like LinkedIn, but I was thinking maybe I should just maybe do script writing for this kind of audience, or this target audience, to do ghostwriting for like YouTube scripts or short form scripts. What's my question here? Um, I don't know. I forgot what was my question, but what are your thoughts on that, I guess? Like as far as I don't know what I'm asking here, but um,
What do you want to know? You want to figure out what kind of offer to sell these people, the fitness coaches?
yeah,
Yeah, that's difficult to tell you without actually talking to them. So number one, you should talk to them, find out what they need help with, what are the gaps in their marketing. Most of them don't have an email list, right? That's number one. That's where you can help them. The other place where you can help them is by helping them publish digital products. If they're a coach and all they do is train people and they have online coaching clients, some of them might have fitness programs or nutrition programs, but a lot of them won't. So that's another place where you can help them. You can help them with list building, help them own their audience as opposed to have their entire business be dangerously tied to the social media channel that they're dominant on. There's a bunch of ways you can help them. LinkedIn, it'll depend on if they're a fitness. There aren't that many fitness people on LinkedIn. The few who are, and off the top of my head, I can't think of any who's active on LinkedIn right now. They're either active on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok. Mostly Instagram and TikTok. Even if you ask them to grow, like, hey, maybe I can grow your LinkedIn audience, it's going to be a tough sell because they're going to be like, why do I want to waste time there? How am I going to get clients off of LinkedIn? It's
yeah,
possible to do it, of course. It's like a social media platform like any other. And you just, have the same kind of content for the most part. because LinkedIn has quite, you get 3,000 characters to play with. So you can write longer posts and things like that. You can build a personal brand on LinkedIn for sure. And all you just have to do it is position your coaching content for busy professionals or executives or business leaders or something like that. So that's possible as well. It's just that there's not that many people doing it right now, but it is possible.
And just like one last here thing here, could I share my cold emails that I've been sending? Yeah. Let me see. Can I share it? I want to paste it in.
Yes, okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I
You
sent
don't
the.
have it in a document?
Let's see here. I can put it in a document.
Just
Let me
share
share
your
it.
screen, it's fine.
It's not letting me.
Right now.
Let's see. All right. So I was really impressed
Why did you get this wrong? Why didn't you know they have a newsletter?
because they don't have a newsletter on their website.
They don't have a opt-in
No,
anywhere?
no.
What kind, how do you sign up to anything on their website?
Let's see here. So just here, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, this is like that assumes like as soon as somebody gets on their contact database, they're going to get emailed. It's just not like they don't have a specific newsletter opt-in. You didn't get a response back from this?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Gotta follow up with them. This was like yesterday or something.
yeah, what you should have done is you should have said, yes, I would love to subscribe and check out your emails. Then you should have played it a little longer.
Yeah, you think so?
You should have slow played it instead of jumping in with the pitch. That's where you went wrong. Because you got a reply, right? So that
Uh,
means the cold email worked.
let's see.
And so yeah, you're opening with the pitch. You should open with
Okay.
a question.
Yeah. Okay. And it's kind of like just like this, or
Yeah, stop the email there. I would make the question maybe a little bit more sophisticated, right? So instead of what kind of opt-in rates are you seeing with that, it can be like something like quick question. I'm curious. Have you tried making other offers to get people to sign up? And what sort of opt-in rates were you seeing with those different offers? I wouldn't phrase the question as just curious. Why, how come you don't have a newsletter? Because maybe they do have a newsletter, and you've already made the mistake once. Anytime there is a form that you can fill out that gives me your email address, that means
no?
I can email you.
Okay.
So just because you don't see a newsletter opt-in, something that says a newsletter opt-in on the website, doesn't mean that they're not building their list, and doesn't mean they're not emailing people. You could just rephrase the question, just be like, hey, I was checking out your website and I noticed and I didn't see a newsletter opt-in form. Maybe I just missed it. But are you guys doing anything with email? Question mark. And the email and the cold email there.
And lot and I put this one like in large text. Is that like not a good idea?
It's fine.
Because I
It's
was like,
fine.
it's fine. All right, perfect. Well, I'll make those adjustments. Thank you. Appreciate that.